I'm Adam Gordon, the Profit Seek Detective, and a very warm welcome to this cash optimization report, a 5-minute interview where we give you some immediate practical tips on how to improve the cash flow and profitability in your business. As a business owner, one of the things that continually challenges us is how do we keep our pipeline virtually always full of fresh new client inquiries. And today I'm joined by Tom Poland from the 80/20 Centre. Tom, a very warm welcome to you.
Thanks, Adam. Pleasure to be here.
For those of you who don't know Tom, he's a 58-year-old serial entrepreneur who started his first business at the age of 24, which I think is very brave, mind you. And he's gone on to start and sell 4 others, taking 2 of them international. In that time, he's managed teams of over 100 people and an annual revenue of more than $20 million. Since 1995, Tom has dedicated himself as a full-time professional to helping business owners to live a fulfilling personal and professional life while adding value to their clients and their own business. At last count, Tom's process had helped over 2,000 business owners across 193 different industries and 4 continents. I always find Tom's figures impressive with that, to help them develop and grow their own businesses. Many have gone on to add millions to their earnings, and their testimonials are on his website. Tom's work has been published in 27 countries, and he's shared international speaking platforms with the likes of Michael Gerber of E-Myth fame, Richard Koch from the 80/20 Principle, Brian Tracy, and many others. He's also just released his latest book, How to Break the $1 Million Ceiling, and we might touch on that a little later, Tom. On a personal note, Tom's a Kiwi who has moved to the Sunshine Coast many years ago, which is also where he met his German wife. He tells me that locally they're known as the Kiwi and the Kraut. They live and work next to the beach near Noosa with their Scottish Border Collie dog. They have 7 children and 7 grandchildren, and he says he loves them all dearly, and he's equally joyous that none of them live with him anymore. I can understand that, Tom. Tom's going to answer 4 questions on how to generate inbound leads. The rules are simple. We have 5 minutes for the interview, and when we reach the end of that, when the countdown timer reaches 0, the interview's cut, whether Tom's in full flight or not. So, Tom, are you ready for this challenge?
I'm ready to rock.
Okay, let's go. First question. Can you sum up how you help clients get leads coming in simple terms?
Yeah, marketing is what we're talking about, and I love the idea of inbound leads, and most people hate the ideas of going out and cold calling and door knocking and so on. So to sum up inbound lead generation, I think 80% of it is really simple. It's intersecting the ideal client with the right message. So an ideal client is someone who is aware of the need for your product or service. They don't have to be convinced. They're aware of their need. They have the money to pay for it, and the timing is right. That's an ideal client.
Okay, that's pretty clear. You talk a lot about getting the message right. What do you mean by that?
Okay, the message and intersecting the ideal client with the message. I call it a customer value statement. Some people might know it as a unique sales proposition or an elevator pitch, but essentially what we want to do is we want to put the message in front of the ideal client, whether it's on a billboard or radio, whether it's in a webinar, whether it's a podcast, an article, or however we're doing it. We want to get the message in front of the ideal client so that they elicit this response. Well, how do you do that? Or can you tell me more about what you do? So the example I normally use is at a dinner party. So if you're sitting at a dinner party and the person next to you is talking about their business or talking about their life, and they mention that they have a need for your product or service. And then they say, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot myself. Adam, I'm sorry, what is it that you do? And then the words that come out of your mouth after that should elicit a response from them along the lines of, well, how do you do that? And very quickly, an example I often give is of a client who created software for fast food outlets such as McDonald's and so on. And pre-engagement, when he was asked what he did by an ideal client, he would say, well, we put point-of-sale software into quick service restaurants. And afterwards, he'd say, we increased the sales and profits of quick service restaurants by 25% within 90 days. So you can imagine at a dinner party, if a person sitting next to Max owned 5 McDonald's outlets, and he turned to Max and said, what do you do? And Max said, well, funny you should ask, because we increased the profits and sales in quick service restaurants by 25% within 90 days. then the person owning the 5 McDonald's franchise has got to say, well, how do you do that? And no, there was no mention of Max that has software, whether he's got sales train, doesn't, because it's irrelevant. The client just wants the benefit. So that's what I mean by intersecting, whether it's a dinner party, as I said, or a webinar, or a billboard, or a direct mail piece, or email campaign. You simply intersect the ideal client with the marketing message, and you've just generated the lead.
Yeah, the benefit. It's the benefit. It's the result, isn't it? That's what you're saying.
Well, that's right. But there's three things in Max's statement which I try and help all clients get. One is it's benefit rich. Also, you notice it was very specific. It wasn't just growing sales. It was by 25% within 90 days. And it was also differentiated because none of Max's competitors are saying that. They're all blathering on about point-of-sale software in quick service restaurants.
Indeed, a point of difference. Another question then, Tom. What about social media marketing? A lot of people are making a big fuss about that right now. They're Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, etc.
Yeah, look, it's got a place, but it's not for generating leads. It's for nurturing leads until they're ready to buy. So a lot of people think, well, gee, I just got to have a blog and I'll do some articles and I'll get a podcast out there. And more often than not, it's Twitter and Facebook's the big one, LinkedIn connections and so on. But most of those platforms, with the exception of LinkedIn actually, but most of those other platforms are really good for keeping your audience engaged, for keeping your message in front of them, giving them some valuable content. But they're not very effective at generating leads.
So, one last question. What's the one thing a business owner can do that'll help them take a positive step towards beginning to systemize lead generation?
Okay. Well, the number one thing I recommend for all clients is to change their calendar from the Roman calendar, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to my calendar, which is Monday, Tuesday, marketing day, Thursday, Friday. So, so in other words, we're quarantining 20% of the typical business week expressly for marketing. Now, to start with, people don't know what to do with marketing. So to start with, it's discovering about marketing. You're doing courses, workshops, and so on. Once you've discovered what you need to do, then it's about developing the assets to do your marketing, whether it's creating a webinar, a talk, a box flyer, or a website. And thirdly, once you've developed the assets, so we've got discovering and developing, it's a matter of doing the marketing.
Very good. That's our 5 minutes, Tom, I'm afraid, possibly a little bit over. Where can people go to get more information if they want to get in touch with you or whatever?
Yeah, probably the best resource would be my new book, which I'll grab for you, because it contains all of this plus a whole lot more. It's called The $1 Million Ceiling, and you can go to www.milliondollarceiling.com/book. You won't find it from the homepage. It's kind of a little hidden, milliondollarceiling.com/book. And people use since it's, we'll give something away, they can get the book for free. It's normally $30. They'll simply pay $10 postage, packaging, and handling. It's an extremely valuable book, but they must, when they go there and they click on the Order Now button, they must use the coupon code MILLION, and that will reduce the cost of the book to $0. So, very good price.
So viewers, please don't forget that coupon code MILLION. Okay, so viewers, I hope you found that interesting. I think Tom's got a great message there for you. We look forward to talking to you again. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for the invite, Adam. It's been a pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers.